Since he's playing Port Vale today, and I'm looking forward to that game because we were not playing well before we went for the international break, and I was feeling we were at a point where we needed a break. We really need a break. Looking at the way we played against Everton in that last game, players looked like they, after losing to PSG, they had lost a sense of direction. Tactically, we were poor. Everything was going against us. So we really needed a break so that we could reset, even retool, so that then when we come back, then we can begin afresh and see what we can do, especially during the last few days of the season. Uh, Recalling that game against Everton, I think it was really terrible, really terrible. I was looking at the face of our coach, and from where I sit, I think he looked like he could not motivate the players enough. Seemingly, it's something you observe when a coach has lost the dressing room or is approaching such a point. So I think that period has given him the time to reassess his capacity to drive the team forward, know who can do what, and then they can begin. But this game is very crucial for us because we are nearing the end of the season, and we have to qualify for Champions League. Because if we don't qualify, there will be consequences, and so we really need to win this match, set the tone going into the last few Premier League matches. Uh, because we are playing Manchester City next, and then Manchester United, then again we travel to Everton. All these games are going to be very crucial, and we can't afford to be losing them. So I think beating Port Vale will give us that positivity we need around the club. It will lift the mood of the players, the mood of the coach. The siege that was beginning to lay over Stamford Bridge would be lifted a little bit, and then we can go again. So we really need to win this game. The best approach will probably be the coach to go hard on Port Vale the first few minutes, make sure that he gets the goal early, then go for the second, the third goal, even the fourth if possible, so that then we can, as early as by the end of the first half, we can look forward to the second half. Not even the second half, we can look forward to the game against Manchester City, rest some players, and see what we can do next. But I believe that this is a match that, going by our history, the last 37 matches we have played against teams from the lower division, I think we have qualified. So we are a sure bet to go through, except we should not make it hard for us. We should not make it hard for us by not going hard in the first few minutes. So then we can allow some of our players to rest and prepare early enough for our game against Manchester City. One thing I want also to see in that game is players who did not go for international break, because this is not such a big match where you could have any fears going into it. So players like Stephen William, who was just coming back from injury when we played Everton, should be able to start this game. There are players who did not travel, whom I expect should be given a chance to start this game, and then we see what they can do. And those who traveled, a few of them may start, but it will be fair to rest them, and should there be issues, bring them on in the second half to see out the game. Another thing is with Enzo Fernandez suspended, to be honest, I think Enzo Fernandez did not acquit himself well with that interview. He may have a point. He may have a point, a solid point, and we can't begrudge him for speaking up against what is going on at the club. You see, he spoke after that match with PSG, where we were knocked out. The mood was down, and then you are indicating that perhaps you will not be there next season. So Enzo, then doing that interview soon after that, I think Enzo went too far. Enzo went too far, and he deserves the ban. Could be Enzo is trying to look at the future, and perhaps he believes his near future is not at Chelsea. He could be leaving soon. But as the deputy captain, as the vice captain, the assistant captain of the team, with Reece James perhaps not going to feature in some of the games because of his injury, I think Enzo should have done better, especially in giving those interviews and indicating that he could be going to Real Madrid. One thing I didn't like with that interview is the fact that Enzo is at a point where he should be negotiating his next contract. So could be he is doing some of these things to put pressure on Chelsea so that then he can get his contract. Fair. But then flirting with some clubs openly should be something that is coming from his agents, things we see in the rumors, but doing an interview like that openly for a player that Chelsea purchased at such a huge fee and being part of the leadership team, I think Enzo went too far and he deserves the ban. He deserves that ban. Now with Enzo absent, I think we should start that match with Sanchez in goal. Saloba is not there, so definitely it means that Tosin and even Badiashile may play at the back. I don't know how far Colwell is in terms of his injury, but he should be back. If he is somehow fit, I think this is the match to see his fitness. This is the match to test his fitness because we may need him towards the end of this season, especially in these upcoming fixtures. And I think Gusto played well during the international break, but Jore Lato and Cucurella also deserves a shout at the back. So whoever the coach will go with there, especially against Port Vale, I may not have qualms. In the middle, I think Andre Santos did not play a lot of minutes for Brazil, so he should just start alongside Caicedo. And because Enzo Fernandez is not there, let's have Cole Palmer at the 10 and start Silva and Pedro Neto at the wings if they are Pedro up front. I think that should be good enough to win the match for us. But looking forward, I think if we don't go hard on Port Vale and we struggle in this match, then I think the mood will not be lifted. So we really need positivity going to the match against Manchester City and against Manchester United, who is a direct rival for the Champions League. So if we don't go hard against Port Vale, show that we are back, we are ready to fight, then again post-match the interviews, the negativity will mean that we will be going into next week with a certain atmosphere that could affect our competitiveness going into those matches. So I really hope and pray that we approach this match with the seriousness that it deserves, hit Port Vale hard, win early, and then if possible rest some of those players and wait for the match against Manchester City. But all things constant, I believe that Chelsea have enough tools, personnel to win this match easily, decisive. So I will go for Chelsea 4-0 at home against Port Vale, and believe players like Estevao, Willian, this will be their time for them to shine in this match in the wings, and they are going to really give us an exciting match. So Chelsea 4-0. Then we look forward to our next match.